to the Friday special dual live stream. Both myself and Kirk's Corner are going to host this weekly YouTube live stream where we're going to kind of relive the 90s nostalgia, talking about the greatest wrestling action figure line of all time, the 1990s WWF Hasbros. So this is something that both Kirk and I as kids growing up in the 90s that we did have as kids, and this is 90s nostalgia, this is childhood, this is memories. So as wrestling fans and as collectors, this is something that this is fondness for us, this is memories, and this is something we want to talk about. And for a lot of folks that watch our channels, this is highlights for a lot of viewers as well, right? So I've already made videos over the last couple of years where I kind of went back and did a lot of series reviews on these figures in the past, where we looked at all of figures loose, we looked at all the figures carded, did a lot of back history of these figures. We looked at past prototypes and stuff of that nature as well. So these live streams, we're not going full on detail of each individual figure or anything like that, nothing crazy. These live streams are more about our personal history, our fondness, our memories, getting these during our childhood. And with our viewers that are tuning in, your comments, that's what these streams are about, right? It's that interaction with the group. So just a few more minutes until Kirk does join into the live stream. So just a little bit of a introduction conversation with you guys just before Kirk joins us for the stream. So just got a message from Kirk right now. He's going to be here in just a few moments. So last week we did take a look at 1990 Series 1 of the WWF Hasbros. And today we're going to be focusing on Series 2, which was a 1991 release. Now with Hasbros back in the 90s, a lot of the Series 1 through Series 6 releases of the Hasbros were always on blue card. Now, until Series 7, when they finally changed things up and switched it up to a yellow card. And really from Series 7 onto the green cards in Series 11, that's when you started getting these different cards, yellow to red to purple. And then you were back on blue card in Series 10 and then green card Series 11. And of course, when we go series to series, we're going to be displaying some carded figures, some loose, just for, sake of these videos for these live streams. But again, we're not going to be going on full-on reviews of each individual figure. That's not what these live streams are about. It's just for nostalgia, for sake of argument, right? So all right, guys, I see some people in the stream. Please leave a comment. Let's get the conversation going. I'm still waiting for Kirk to join just before we actually dive in and start talking about some of these. I don't want the show to start officially starting, not until Kirk starts. And can't answer the phone. Kirk's trying to call me, but I'm waiting for him to join the stream, guys. And I can't answer the phone while he's. I'm waiting for him to jump in on this. I sent him a link. I'm just waiting for him to join in. Hopefully he's not having issues. Trying to join. Hold on, what's it say here? Yeah, he's having issues, guys. Sorry. I have to send a message up here. Hopefully he's able to respond. For whatever reason, guys, I don't know what's up with YouTube. I was hoping that in 2026 they were going to update their algorithm, but whenever you do a dual live stream, you're not allowed to do a dual live stream from your laptop, any desktop computers or anything like that. You can only do a dual live stream from a cell phone, which is stupid. iPad, which is weird. And here he is. And here he is not. All right, he was there for just a second. All right, we're not having a very good stream, guys. I'm sorry. It's a middle of the day Friday stream. I mean, this it is what it is. It's fine. Areas. There you are, bud.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I wanted to use my computer, man.
It's okay. We were just talking trash about you. It's fine.
Well,
He's like, oh,
how do you use your computer?
I don't use my computer for live streams. For whatever reason, whenever we do dual live streams, you can't use a computer for a dual live stream. So whatever.
But how do other people then do it without having to hold their phones and stuff? I don't understand.
I think they have iPads. I think iPads are the same thing as as a cell phone. Hey Rogan, what's going on, bud? Welcome to the stream, man.
Well, that sucks because I unhooked my computer and brought it upstairs and everything.
Yeah, but if you're actually on like an actual laptop or desktop computer, you can't do a dual live stream. So, like, if I'm doing an individual stream by myself, yeah, I will use a laptop. But unfortunately, dual streams, I'm always on the cell phone for that purpose.
Yeah. Well, again, that sucks, but whatever. Hey, give me 1 second. I gotta grab something real quick.
Oh, you're good, man.
Give me
So
one.
I'm gonna.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Cool. I really do appreciate that, Rogan, man. I really need all the subscribers. You know, I've been noticing, man, like a lot of my subscribers have gone down significantly over the last couple of weeks. A couple months ago, I started doing a My Favorite LGN tournament, and ever since I dived into that LGN tournament, I really didn't want anything else interrupting the tournament. So, like, when you go to my videos for like the last two plus months, it's just straight LGN tournament videos. I haven't had any other content other than LGN tournament videos, and then of course my regular live stream videos, right? And I did that on purpose because, like I said, I wanted straight LGN tournament videos, no interruptions. That way, people don't have to go look searching for no playlist. Hey, here's year 4 of the LGN tournament. No, they get to see all the videos right after one another. And if they're interested in the tournament, bam, they can watch one video after the other. But I also think that kind of hurt me in the long run because maybe those who aren't into the collections, maybe those who aren't into wrestling, maybe those who subscribe to my channel because they want to watch like, other content, maybe they stop watch because they feel like that's all the channel is nowadays. Maybe that's hurt me overall, but in 2026, I have been asking folks, hey, like, what kind of content would you like to see from this channel? Because I really do want to branch out. This collection, wrestling content, it is going to be an integral part of the channel. It's always been an integral part of the channel, but I do want to move on and create more what I call adult related content, right? Like, I want to create Karen videos, like what's going on in the world, what's popular, what's going on in the world, what's going on YouTube, what's going on what's going on TikTok, what can I talk about? Commentary. A lot of commentary YouTubers have a lot of these, have a lot of, but I don't want to do that either because I feel like you're always talking about someone else, and I don't want to do that, but I mean, that gets views, that gets interaction. And I love getting in the comments. I love interacting with my viewers. It brings joy. So that's why I also have a lot of stuff, a lot of postings on my community page because I like talking baseball. I like talking sports. I mean, baseball is my passion, but
I got to get one more thing.
Let's see what we got here. Hey, what's going on, Tom?
Alrighty. Alright, I'm done. I just wanted to grab this t-shirt because I thought this shirt was pretty cool to show. I think you've seen this, Matt, before.
What's that?
Hold on, let me get it. It was inside out. Hold on.
Hey, what's
I
up,
wish the
Jim?
guy that sold these was still on eBay. I can't find him because I want a Hulk Hogan one, but
Oh, that's nice. Macho King, sweet.
yeah, Hasbro Macho King shirt. I don't know of anybody that's got any like that. So got the Hasbro Macho King in the shirt. So yep. Anyway, all right. So you want to talk some Hasbro's, man?
Have yes, and I think I'm gonna since the back of these cardings, back of the carding starts off with the tag teams. I'm gonna start off with the tag team sets. And you also got the man. You brought up the Hogan Tonka. You know what's funny?
This,
I still
this was
have.
mine, man. This was mine from when I was a kid.
It's crazy when I look around this room, and I'm like, everything that's in this room was acquired over like the last 3 or 4 years, right?
Yeah.
That's actually a lie. There's actually two things in this room that I actually still have from when I was like 5 years old. And that is my Tonka wrestling buddies, Hulk Hogan and an Ultimate Warrior. Those are
I
actually the two oldest things that in this room from childhood.
I
Freaking
had
memories.
Demolition or not Demolition Legion. Yeah,
Legit
no,
Doom. Yeah.
Legion. I had Legion of Doom animal, but I gave that away a couple years ago. Well, I sold it a couple years ago to a guy in the market. But my
Yeah.
buddy, he had the Legion of Doom, and he always gave me shit. And he was like, "I'll give you an animal. I'm gonna keep Hulk." And I was like, "Okay."
That's awesome.
And I got this.
All
Do
right,
you
guys.
remember these? I don't know if you were too young. My mom
But
made this for me. This in the mid 1980s. These were a set you would buy. They were called Pillow People. She sewed this together and then stuffed it with like cotton and shit. But they were different characters. These were way before the wrestling buddies. So yeah, his name's Punky, but they had different characters and shit. So this was mine. This is from '87, man. 1987, right there. And then I
that
got this guy. I still have my childhood five from the '80s.
man, it's kind of insane. I don't even feel like we're even going to get into the Hasbros today because there's just so much freaking nostalgia going on right now. Like I kind of feel like that we're going to kind of go off topic a lot today.
Oh, my bad. I just wanted to bring them up real quick because they
No,
were
man,
right.
I'm just kind of looking at the pillows and it got me thinking about flashbacks, memories, light bulbs that go off. Like my oldest sister, uh, she I think
That's
she had like this one particular pillow. 'Cause I remember like these Beetlejuice legs, the white and black striped legs, and it was like a pillow like the one you just showed me.
yeah.
And I don't know what kind of pillow it was, but it was something similar to that. And it got me thinking about that. It also got me thinking like how my sister used to talk to her clothes. Like whenever she was like doing laundry or something, like she would take a t-shirt and she would like hold it up and then hold it up like this, and like, no, Jonathan, you must go to school today, or something crazy like that. Like the way that boys would wrestle their action figures or something, or girls would play with dolls or something. Like her clothes would be like her play with dolls or something. I'm like, and so you'd walk in the room, and the way that she would talk to her clothes, I'm like, you are a very strange girl. Like
I
you're
didn't. I
being
didn't
young.
have any sisters, so I don't know.
So my oldest sister, she's approximately 6 years older than me, right? So
Yeah.
like growing up and seeing her do that was freaking weird.
Yeah. I bet. I bet. Is that the one that you told me said she used to call you Pee Wee Herman?
Well, all my freaking family used to call me Pee Wee Herman. They're a bunch of freaking assholes. Yeah, when I was young, man, I was freaking obsessed with. Man, I love Pee Wee's Playhouse, of course, but like Pee Wee's Big Adventure was like one of my favorite movies, and I used to watch that damn movie all the time. And when I was like 5, 6 years old, everybody used to say like I look like Pee Wee. I'm like, you freaking assholes. Like
Right.
they were trying to make fun of me and stuff, but like
I'm gonna get a couple of these
Like
guys.
that was an insult. Like they were trying to insult me, but at the same time, like being a Pee Wee fan, like is that really insulting? Like okay, like whatevs, but
Right, right. I'm
man,
gonna grab down a couple figures real quick.
yeah, man.
Oh,
But I'm a so guys, we're gonna talk about Blue Card Series 2, 1991 release of the WWF Hasbros. Now, Series 2 was in particular special because it was the very first release of tag teams in the WWF Hasbro line. Hasbro now released multiple tag teams over the years, but legitimate 2-pack tag teams, they only had 5 sets. And 3 of those sets were released in Series 2. But notably in Series 2, there was also supposed to be an unreleased prototype tag team set, which included Rhythm and Blues, Greg Valentine, and Honky Tonk Man. And I'm trying to see if it was actually on this. And no, it doesn't show it on this tag team set, but if you actually look at one of these cardings, it'll actually show the original tag team set of Rhythm and Blues on here as well. So if you find it
I
the right,
had not all of them have that on the back.
no, not all of them.
My Brutus Beefcake that I had unopened had it on the
Yeah,
back that I recently sold.
I did.
I wish I didn't sell it, but yeah, only a select few had that.
Yeah, but if you find that, that is fantastic to have that. But people, that's something to look for if you're a collector to have
I,
that. That's pretty
yeah,
freaking awesome.
I wanted to keep it so bad, but I have two other beefcakes on card. It doesn't have the rhythm and blues, but I was short on cash for that Akeem figure I have
Yeah,
graded at the toy show. So the guy I traded that beefcake as some credit towards that.
that's pretty nice.
But he only gave me $40 for it because the card
Oh,
was real, which I kind of
yeah.
didn't want. It was real beat up and shit. The bubble was good, but the card was really beat up.
Yeah, true that. I understand that. And you know what sucks, man? Like these bushwhackers, aesthetically, these are beautiful figures, man. These are like probably, I would argue, top 20, maybe even top 30 best Hasbros aesthetically. But they are also a couple, they're in the top 10 worst Hasbros because these suckers, more times than not, just do not stand by themselves. You try to display these things, put them on stands, put them on your
Yeah,
shelves, they will tip over like crazy. You basically
yeah.
got to tape their feet down to keep them from falling over all the time, and they still tip over. Uh, but these would have been so much fun to have as kids, and bushwhackers as kids
I
were
had
fun.
one.
I
Mm-hmm.
just don't like the tag team as an adult. Like I know you love the tag team, but to me, I just feel like they're overrated jobbers for the most part. Like Coco Beware, I
As an
think is an
adult,
underrated jobber.
I liked them as a kid. As an adult, there, yeah.
But
But anyway, are we gonna do tag team sets differently?
well, I'm starting out with tag teams because they're the first ones on the card.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Do you want to start with Hulk Hogan?
Well, I'm gonna just do the tag teams since we. Yeah,
Oh, you're
I'm
gonna.
just
Oh, okay. I thought you meant because you had it near you.
no, I'm
Okay.
just starting with the figures in order on the
Because I don't
card.
have any. Oh, okay. I forgot that Series 2 was on the bottom of that because they're not on the regular Series 2 figures on the back. So,
Yeah.
all right. I don't know who would even be next because, like I said, they're not on the back of the single Series 2 figures.
Yeah, it's cool. I got them all right here.
I want to take down the rockers I have because it's signed, but I don't want to. The bubble that's already case it's in is like almost pushing up against the bubble, and I don't want it to crack.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Next, we're looking at is Demolition. Now, this would have been an incredible, whether you're looking at Series 1 Demolition or Series 2 Demolition, this would have been an amazing tag team to have as part of the collection. Now, at least with the 2-pack, that they actually came with actual accessories, that would have been amazing, right?
Yeah,
Um, I don't know what these suckers are going for on auction nowadays, but like when I was going for these, 2021, 2022, this 2-pack was easily in the neighborhood of $400+,
Yeah,
and
they
maybe
go
that's
for a
still
lot.
a good $350 to $450.
Yeah,
So,
that's the one. That's one set that I don't have. I want really bad.
and a lot of time you could probably find them on like a Spanish card, even. And again, you're looking at $400+. So, like, is this a worthy investment? Like, I don't know, but Demolition. I mean, it's still one of my favorites. Nasty Boys, Demolition, Legion of Doom 2-pack. I think they
Is
were absolutely must have as a collector.
Oh, I agree. Is that set the one with the SummerSlam? I didn't even get to see.
This one does not say SummerSlam.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. My neighbors had Demolition. I was jealous as hell. I wanted them so bad.
Yeah. Now, this one does have special meaning to me, even though I think that they're on the top 10 list of worst, figures from the whole line.
Yeah.
Rockers.
Oh, yeah. I think everybody in the 90s had a set of the Rocker figures. Everybody I knew did.
Because they're probably the most beloved tag team, of the late 80s, early 90s. And when they
That,
broke
and
up,
I
it
do
was
remember they were always on the pegs. When you would go to the store, they were always out. Them and the Bushwhackers were the two that were always on the pegs.
they probably were mass produced, like massively mass produced. Like
Yeah,
they were
because
they
the other
such
tag
a
teams,
beloved.
I didn't really see them, but those guys were always on the pegs. I do remember that.
But you want to talk about bad figures for standing? Like they're not even top
Oh
heavy
yeah.
or nothing, but they will
Oh,
tip over like crazy.
yep. And but one thing that is cool is isn't the Marty Jannetty the only one in all of the Hasbros that have that stomp
Great.
feature? Like that's like I guess it's not a stomp feature to squeeze it up, like you know what I mean, what you were
Where
just doing.
he sinks into his body.
Yeah.
Everyone else has that little hump on the back. You push it down, the head pops up. He
Right.
just kind of sinks down into the body. He doesn't have the hump.
No other figures they'll have that, right? He's the only one,
No.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Right. It makes
And
me wonder when they made Hasbro were probably like, oh yeah, that's a terrible feature. Let's scrap that going forward. We're not giving that to any other figures.
as a kid, I freaking loved Marty Jannetty. Like this was one of my most played with figures when I was young. Like I didn't like the Shawn Michaels figure. Like
Yeah.
I hated the open hand and the backwards hand. Always drove me nuts. And today, like you watch other reviewers, and they're like, "Oh, the Marty's the bad figure, Shawn is the good one." I'm like, "Are you crazy?" Like that to me, like that seems so unnatural.
Right.
But Marty Jannetty to me was so much fun for play. Like he had, even though the hands were in close, it was a very serviceable, playable figure. Like I enjoyed it a lot. I still think it's a great figure.
Oh, I agree. I mean, he's all right.
I mean, when you compare him to like Series 10 Marty Jannetty, I mean, it's no comparison, but
Oh,
I mean,
definitely not.
it's still a serviceable, great piece.
Right. I didn't even know that Series 10 Genetti even existed up until a few years ago. I never saw it.
Yeah. But rockers, I mean that those are one of my oldest memories is those particular figures. And like I said, the only tag team we had as kids. So absolutely they were freaking something that we enjoyed. And you know what I'm loving about this picture right here? Is kind of seeing like on my side, seeing the background with everything on the wall, and then looking at your picture and seeing everything on the wall. I'm like just seeing how the two collections kind of
Oh
intermingle
yeah, it
together.
does. You know what? That is really cool. And it's
That is
almost
so
like the same amount of, three per thing almost. Yeah, and it kind of connects and rolls right on over. That is cool looking.
that is freaking awesome. I like that a lot.
I think I need damn glasses, man. I'm having a hard time. Like everything's so blurry today.
Mm, that's pretty incredible. All right, guys. Now we're moving on to what I would argue is probably the most interesting figure in the entire Hasbro collection. Now, even though this is probably the most interesting, it's also probably the worst, if not the worst, probably the second worst playable figure in the entire line. Yet, there's probably not a single person on this planet that rates this figure in the top 10 worst Hasbros. And it's for particular reasons, though. And it is the Series 2 Bear Hug Hulk Hogan. Now, as kids, we all had the Series 1 open hand, arm slamming Hulk Hogan figure.
Right.
Series 2 came out. We all had Series 1 Ultimate Warrior. We all had Series 1 Hulk Hogan. Series 2 came out. We got the Series 2 Warrior. We got the Series 2 Hulk Hogan. Guess what? Series 2 Ultimate Warrior replaced Series 1 Warrior as the playable Warrior. But when we got Series 2 Hogan, Series 1 Hogan was still the Hogan for play. If my little brother was playing with the wrestling figures, or if my older brother was playing with wrestling figures and they had the Series 1 Hogan, guess what? This son of a gun was the one that we used for play. And this was crap. I hated using this sucker. Because
I always used him and then another Hogan. He would hold the guy while I grabbed another Hogan and beat the guy's ass.
You didn't sit there and hold open the hands so that his arms were like this, so you could throw punches or pretended body slam or something, right? Like you kept the hands closed like so, and you just pretended to throw punches like this, or you'd grab the guy by the head and kind of throw him over the shoulder or something. Like I didn't sit there and keep my hands in between the arms to keep his hands open. But what did they do? They took this exact figure in Series 3 and they just opened up their arms. That's basically all they did.
Mm-hmm.
And your Series 3 Hogan and your Series 4 Bret Hart are basically the same figure. And that's all it is.
Yeah.
As like, if this were like a statue, this would be perfect. Like, if you took this as an LJN statue, resin figure or something, that would be incredible.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's just a good piece, just like to look at. It doesn't have any playability at all, though.
Yeah, it's just that in terms of like,
that figure was also everywhere in the stores back in the day too, that Hogan.
Yeah, it's just that it's good looking figure. That's why I never put it in my top 10 least favorite figures. It looks spectacular. It's just an unserviceable playable figure.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it never goes on my top 10 list of least favorites for that purpose. But speaking of, just like you always have Hogan in almost every series, you always gotta have an Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, we're on the Warrior? Okay, I thought we were going to Boss Man. Warrior, okay.
Well, Boss Man's Series 1 on here.
But he is 2, too. He's on the back of 2, too. So you're right. I forgot. Here, go ahead. Sorry.
So I got to kind of pay attention to my wall over here because they got a bunch of Series 1 mixed in here.
Right, so that's what I'm looking at. I see. Yeah, I confused.
Yeah, so this card is like inaccurate. So, Series 2 Ultimate Warrior. They kind of mimic the Series 1 Hasbro with Hulk Hogan with the open hand. And like I said, basically my entire life, that Series 2 Ultimate Warrior was my favorite Ultimate Warrior figure. When I finally started collecting Hasbros back in late 2021 as an adult collector, I didn't even know about the Series 3 Warrior. Like, that was the first time I ever saw that piece. Of course, that purple Warrior was like, oh my God, like that was like one of the greatest action figures I've ever seen, right? So darn cool. But Series 2 Warrior was childhood, man. That was the most go-to figure. Just like how when I said my brothers would play wrestling figures, right? Let's say my little brother is playing with the Series 1. Let's say my older brother is playing Series 2, and I wanted to use an Ultimate Warrior figure. Like, God dang it. What the hell do I have left? If you remember those old green flashlights with like the Ultimate Warrior on the push button, and the figure was kind of like this.
Yeah.
That darn thing was like that big, right?
I never had that, but I remember seeing them all the time in the store.
Well, at some point, that sucker broke off the flashlight, and we used to use that little green flashlight push button Ultimate Warrior as a wrestling figure. And
funny.
when you flip it around, it's like a little hollowed out piece on the back, and that used to be a wrestling figure for us. And I
That's
remember using
crazy.
the hell out of that damn thing as a wrestling figure against the Hasbros.
Huh. Yeah, this figure, this was one of my go-to figures when I was a kid. I really, really, really liked this warrior a lot. I as
Oh, yeah.
well. I didn't know either, like you said, that there was another warrior after him. I just remember him and Series One, and I did not have Series One warrior, but I did definitely have him,
Yeah.
and I played with this figure all the time. And I don't
Hey,
remember. I don't think mine lost any fingers. I know a lot of people, their fingers broke on their warrior figures, but I don't think mine ever did.
yeah, I don't think it broke out of my Ultimate Warrior either. Hey, good morning, Gerald. Welcome to the show, bud. Yeah, so, uh, always sick down here. Damn. I'm trying to think. I didn't mention it last week with the Series One Ultimate Warrior, but if you see on like the trunks, obviously it has like sort of like a green trunks paint scheme, but there's some variations where it has very light green, almost bluish kind of paint on the trunks. Again, is that a factory error? Is that a different type of paint that the factory used? Is that sun fade? I mean, sometimes you see that on the white trunks of Ultimate Warrior too, where it might have a sort of fade in the trunks, or even the stencil on the back might be a little bit higher. So you do see like, these different prototypes and stuff like that. So that's like I'm so used to seeing all of these different variants with LJN. So when you start seeing all of these different paint schemes and variations to Hasbro, I'm like, man, I thought I was done with Hasbro, right? So when I start seeing variants on Hasbro, I'm like, no, I thought we're done with Hasbro. Because my mindset, my OCD, I'm like, as a collector and a fan, you kind of want to have everything
Yeah,
because your OCD won't let you live without having absolutely everything, especially when you're so close. You can't say that I have everything and then find out you don't have everything because then you're lying to yourself.
right. I'm close to finishing up the Hasbro line, mint on card. I was like real bad about wanting to complete it. I've gotten a little bit better since then, but I still
Yeah.
need, I think, like maybe a dozen and a half or a little less.
Yeah. Hey Gerald, you're asking about Fly the L, and I don't think he has a YouTube channel. I was just asking for viewers, anyone that was interested in co-hosting the show with me, and he reached out, said he was interested, and basically the rest is history. And he's been joining me pretty much every week to help with the show, and it's been so much fun so having him on. So, but I don't think he has an actual YouTube channel himself, at least not yet. But I think more and more, co-hosting the show with me, he might join in one day and actually create his own YouTube channel one day. And I think that's gonna be a lot of fun.
We should see if anyone ever wants to jump in on these streams with us on Fridays. If they have any Hasbros and they want to talk Hasbros.
Yeah, but we got to do like a StreamYard or something like that because like
You can't do it. Can't you do another invite and have 3 people on?
no, I've tried before with like Bum Shadows and BBA and Fly the L and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I can only invite one person at a time. Like I
So
tried
if
doing one
someone
with
else clicks that link, it won't let them in.
yeah. So like if I send an invite to you and you chime in, and let's say I send one to let's say Gerald for example, and you're on the stream, and then Gerald tries to sign in, it probably won't let him in because you've already joined. Now, maybe if you sign out and then Gerald tries to click on the link and join, maybe he could join in, but I don't think I can have more than one person signed in at a time.
That's weird. I didn't know that
I
until
found
now.
that out when I tried to invite both Fly the L and Bump Shadows at the same time.
Gotcha. Tired today.
Hey, always, what's happening, bud? Glad to
All
have you in
right.
here, man.
So who do you want to look at next?
All right. Who else we got here? Oh, Macho King.
Yeah, we can look at him.
You know what's incredible? I never had any Macho Man figures as a kid. My number 3 favorite wrestler of all time, and I never had any Macho Man figures. I never had a Tonka Macho Man, Macho King wrestling buddy. I never had any Macho Man Hasbros, and that's pretty much it. Like as a kid, Galoob and Hasbro. That's all the wrestling figures that we had. After Series 4 Hasbro, we never had anything else. I never had anything past Series 4 wrestling figure wise.
I
So
had this as a kid, and I have a lot of the figures I don't remember when I got them and all, but this one I can remember getting it, where I got it at, what I was doing, and that's why I got that shirt of the Macho King, because that figure is one of the few I can remember a lot of memories with, and that's why got that to go with.
absolutely.
Anybody can see it in the chat earlier, but yeah, this figure is amazing. I have 2 of them. I bought yours, remember? This is the one I had, and then I have the one I bought from you over here.
Is it a Macho King or a?
What's that?
Is it a Macho Man or a Macho King figure?
King.
So both of them were Macho King?
Yeah. This one was mine, and then I bought one from you. Do you remember that?
Okay, I got you.
But,
yeah, it's been a while.
But on the Macho King figure, now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, is he the only figure that came with all these accessories?
For dual accessories, I believe so. Yeah, I think he is the only one that came with 2 accessories in the package.
Right, out of all of them. I was thinking that last night. It just popped in my head, and I was like, I think Macho King is the only Hasbro that came with 2 accessories, which makes it cool too. Definitely does.
I mean, someone could argue Demolition, 2 figures, 2 helmets, but I mean that's a 2-pack again, 2 figures, so it doesn't count, right?
Right, one accessory per person though.
Yep.
Another thing too, people probably don't know about this. Well, maybe they do, but this one, do you see how there's no official above the WWF there?
Yeah.
The one I bought from you has it, so this would have been like a first run Macho King. Then the one I got from you would have been a second run where they started printing the official above the WWF logo right there.
Gotcha. Hey Rick, I see you, bud. Oh man, yeah, man, I'm right there with you, but right there, bud, man. Shoot, like, I don't know if I have necessarily infection, but like, yeah, man, I'm congested myself. Especially whenever I come down to the basement. Not so much when I'm up like upstairs in like the living room, kitchen, bedrooms, whatever, but like whenever I come to the basement in particular, whenever I'm filming my videos, like I'm always with the darn sniffles. And I know my viewers,
and I got damn blurred vision because this light is like right in my eyes.
but I know like my viewers be like watching my my tournament videos, like, dude, can you like stop sniffling in your darn videos?
You need to take some Benadryl before you go live, non-drowsy.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, maybe.
It'll help. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. We were on Macho King, am I right?
Yeah, we're moving on to one of my favorite all-time figures. Actually, the next couple are probably a couple of my all-time favorite figures. First one up, $1 Million Man green suit.
I never liked that figure.
You're insane. You're insane. I mean,
I don't like that. I don't like that little baby clubfoot that stomps.
I mean, that to me was fun. Like, I love the fact. Hold on a second.
The color scheme's great, but the figure, I don't like it at all.
Like I used to have fun with. Like, I probably use this feature, not a lot, but like I actually liked having the guy on the ground and just stomping people's face. Like, I thought that was fun. As a kid, I probably would have used that a little bit. Just for ha-has, you know. But I think this is a good looking figure. I actually bought the Random Treasures green suited million dollar man just because of the nostalgia of this particular figure. I never had the black $1 million man from series one, but we $1 million man two. So, and another thing, the black $1 million man in series one, it is a very small, a very thin figure. The green one is, it's larger, it's thicker, wider. It's a more serviceable figure. So I enjoy this one a whole lot more. And like I said, this one, it's history, it's nostalgia for me. So, um, when you
My
kind of
question
compare,
though to you is: do you like the green one better because that's the one you had as a kid, or realistically, you think that's the better of the two? In
both,
a non-biased response.
both,
So if you're not being biased, you think they're both even?
yeah. I mean, nostalgia wise, because I had it, but also, I mean, this is just a really bad figure.
I don't think so. I think that's one of the best figures. I love the pose of the arms, the leg stance, the
I
gold
mean, the
pops
hand
with black.
positioning he's got the hand position I like. Like Nails and Smash
See, I like the legs
and
and all.
Hunky Tonk Man, guys like that. But that's it. But he like I said, he's a very small, thin figure. But this is a very nice, thin, playable piece. I enjoy this a lot.
I don't notice much of a difference though in size. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. I don't know.
But like I said, I think it's one of the best of the line. So
Yeah,
I don't know if I put him in like the top 10. He's not a top 10 best, but I would say Green Suit $1 million Man is probably my in the top 30 potentially if I had to say. So, and I like the fact when you get guys like Hogan, Macho Man, Warrior, $1 million Man. Um, I mean, I like the fact that they keep releasing those guys in the first couple of series. They're major superstars. The fact that they got at least three releases over the course of 11 series minimum for those characters. So
mm,
even a heel like Ted DiBiase can get more than one figure in the series, can get more than two figures in the series or in the line. This shows you how over he was. And the fact that he was never Intercontinental champion or heavyweight champion was ridiculous.
I heard that
Um,
he was supposed to be. I think part of his deal when he signed on, he was supposed to be a heavyweight champ. And then I think it's something about who was the heavyweight champ at the time. No, never mind. I read though he was supposed to be heavyweight champ, and someone didn't want to drop the belt. Was it Warrior maybe or some? Or no, it went to Warrior instead. It was supposed to go to him, and Warrior was bitching and moaning and behind the scenes that he wanted to be the champ. So Vince ended up saying, "Okay, we'll give you the belt." So that's why they brought in. That's why they brought in the $1 million belt to give him something at least.
yeah, and I always thought that was like real like diamonds and stuff on there, and it was an
There
expensive
is some
belt. I
real
read it
ones.
was like $50,000 or something crazy.
But
But like,
it did have a couple real ones. I think the front, the plate under the plate. I watched a podcast, and he had said that there was a few real diamonds in the plate under the plate part, but the rest was cubic, what zirconias or something, cubic zirconia.
you would think like that would be like a million $2 million belt or something, and it was like 50 grand or something. I'm like, still crazy expensive. Don't get me wrong, but like
Oh
not
yeah,
the
yeah,
sort of value you would think of something that you'd look at. You'd think, oh man, this thing's sweltering in diamonds and crazy. No, it wasn't quite as expensive as you would imagine. So,
right.
let's make him. The original San Francisco figures. Yeah, I mean, I have a whole line of original San Francisco. I have up to about Series 5, and once they got into the vibrating figures, I'm like, what? That's it. I mean, I kept collecting up into that line because they were, LJN esque in size. But once they started moving to the 4-inch size, I didn't care about that stuff. They were too small. They were bad. Um, What was original San Francisco when they changed the name? When they went to the small
Uh,
figures.
oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Like
Um,
I know the name, but I always forget the name because like it doesn't really matter to me because like I don't care about the line after when
I
they
don't
changed the
know.
name. Uh, damn.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue too. It's like there, but it's not.
Anyway, but yeah, Judgment. Like I basically, I mean, original San Francisco. That's another line. Like I want to have the entire collection, but do you want to keep spending all this money on a line you really don't care about, right? No, Galoob Gerald was a 1991 release.
Toy
And
me.
original San Francisco is a spin-off of Galoob. It's the same. It's the same folks. David Galoob and his family. Once they lost the line, Galoob toy line. A few years later, that's why they created original San Francisco. That's why a lot of the characters are repeating. That's why a lot of play poses are repeating. Um, Basically, a lot of Galoob. When you look at their figures, they're basically copycats of LJN. Original San Francisco. What is it? It's a copycat of Galoob. It's a copycat of LJN. So, but you got like 12 characters, and 12 characters are repeated like 20 times in each series, and they're on tag team cards. They're on individual cards. They've got like, and each one has like 4 different paint schemes. So it's like it's ridiculous, right? But you're a collector, so you pick up like each and every single one. Uh,
What's the next figure on the thing? Because your order's different than what I'm seeing.
um, yeah, I'm looking at what I have on my door now. Honky Tonk Man.
All right, well let me grab mine because I want to get my signed one down.
So Honky Tonk Man. What was it? 13 months or 14 months as Intercontinental Champion, and for what I'm hearing through the grapevine, this man wasn't even supposed to be Intercontinental Champion. That uh, they were like, we just got to find someone to take this belt, and they just kind of picked his name out of a hat type of deal, and he just kind of ran with it.
Yeah,
And 400 and some days later, he became the world's greatest Intercontinental Champion ever.
yeah.
Well, second to the Mountie, of course.
Do you remember this guy? You were said you were going to get him
Who's that?
this custom.
Oh, I think I have a red one.
Yeah, but do you remember the story behind this a little bit, or do you forget?
What was the story? I forgot.
When I first talked to you, I had showed you this, and you said, "Oh, I was looking at bidding on that. I bidded on that on eBay. You must have been the guy that outbidded me on this."
No, I think Rob Jackson or would have customized one for me.
Oh, but I'm saying that might have been after. But you had told me that. I don't know. That's what you told me. You said that you were trying to win this one. It's got the rhinestones and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, because I got a ton of Honky Tonk Man customs like that.
I'm just telling you what you told me many years ago. This was
Yeah,
probably 3 years ago.
23, 24. Yeah, yeah. That's like I said, that's one of my favorite figures. Again, what the hell happened to the darn accessories? I never can remember what happened to any of those son of a guns, right? But
I don't either. I lost them as well.
the Honky Tonk Man, arms straight out, my favorite pose. One of my favorite figures from childhood to work with. So much enjoyment. I used the living hell out of that figure. Um, damn, like just talking about this crap. I want to start going out and make a darn Hasbro tournament, Royal Rumble something, but I don't know what the hell to do. Like I haven't played wrestling since I was freaking 8, 7. I don't know how to work these damn figures, man. Shoot. But no, I got to do something legitimate. Like I would have to create a something like what Bone Breaking Action does with his tournaments. Something like that stop action stuff. But what he does is it can't be repeated. What he does is absolute genius. Like he creates like real movies. And you don't want to kind of take away from what he does. So, but If you're kind of goofing off by yourself one day, that would be a fun match. Use a freaking honky tonk man.
Right. Yeah, this figure was a very fun figure, man. I use this. I played with him all the time as well as a kid. Everybody had this figure that I knew.
You know what's sad though is when they bring back these legends and they throw them in these Royal Rumbles because they can't find like these other cats like a Bastion Booger type or like a Kamala type who's always named to be part of this Royal Rumble or that Royal Rumble, and they never seem to be participating. So they always got to find like these guys to kind of throw in as last minute participants, and they do okay or they don't do okay at all, and they're in there for like 2 seconds and they're tossed out. But I
Right.
was like listening to Honky Tonk Man, and he's during his podcast or little interviews and stuff, and I feel bad for the man. Like, like, hey, I come in, I'm doing a job, and I put this guy over, I put this guy over, but like, these SOBs don't ever want to put me over, don't ever want to do the job for me. It's like, man, you're a professional, you're doing your job, and so and so crybaby doesn't want to do the job for you. Like I've been there.
I really wish they wouldn't have. What's that guy that just recently broke his record holding the belt? What's
Was
that
that
new
like
wrestler name?
was that
Gunther?
Gunther? Is
Yeah, I
that
don't
his
follow
name?
it to that. I think that is. It's a shame that they allowed that to happen, man. I don't like that.
I've been thinking about getting back into modern day wrestling, but like I
Ugh.
simply don't care, man. Like I haven't watched wrestling in almost 30 years.
I
So,
was gonna do the same, and I tried. It's like it's night and day different, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's the storylines. Some of the guys just the one thing that got me into wrestling was just seeing people that were huge, like larger than life, like
yes.
gods. It was just something you didn't see all the time, and when you saw that, you thought these people were like gods, like living gods. So I know now when you see them, they're as small as me. Some of the wrestlers, and it's like it's I don't know. I can't put it into words. It's just the storylines are bad. They don't look the size that they should, at least from what I'm used to, and I can't get used to it at all. It's just boring, boring.
Well, the only good thing about that is at least it makes it realistic to some extent. It makes it seem like anybody has the chance or potential to become a wrestler or whatever. So, if you're growing up idolizing this person, it's a hey, if he can do it, I can do it type of thing. So, maybe that's something to think about. You don't have to grow up and think, hey, I gotta look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in order to become this professional wrestler. I don't have to grow up looking like Hulk Hogan. I don't have to grow up looking like John Cena in order to make it. So if I want this, I can strive to look like this 5 foot, 160 pound guy, and I still have potential to be a successful this, that, or the other. I can grow up to be Muggsy Bogues, 5'3", and be a professional
But
NBA
again,
player.
but again, that
If
would
you
be
got the talent,
the
um,
older generation. We don't have those chances, and we're not going to look at it that way at all. You know what I mean?
yeah. So I mean, from that perspective, I can understand. Younger crowd nowadays kind of looking at it from that perspective. So in order for younger guys, young kids nowadays, yeah, maybe I can sit back and say it's okay for them to sit back and say yes, it's good to have smaller guys in the ring, but me, everybody knows how I feel. I love the big guys. I love those larger than life giants. I love the earthquakes and the typhoons of the world. I love the Bam Bam Bigelows and the King Kong Bundys of the world, right? So I love the one man gangs. I love the giants, the big husky big guys. I love the giant haystacks. Those are the type of dudes I love to watch in the ring. So it doesn't have to be necessarily tall, muscular types. You don't have to have like let's say like a diesel type. Uh, it could be just the puffy guys like a Yokozuna. those were my favorite type of guys to watch in the
Yeah, I
ring.
like those kind too. They were fun to watch, especially ones that were more athletic. Like I know Tugboat. He was pretty athletic. I remember he could do like a drop kick, which blew my mind. Bam Bam Bigelow.
But I think all of them were pretty freaking athletic for their size. Even Yokozuna at 500 pounds could get it around. But it wasn't until he started really really getting up there. Once he got to about 600 plus pounds, like he basically was at a point where he was on death's door, and
Oh
it was
yeah,
sad. When Ronnie
yeah,
died at
he
age
definitely
34,
was. That's Vince supposedly, told him you need to get your act together and let him go for a little while, and nothing could be done. He wouldn't get back. He wouldn't lose the weight.
yeah, that was to me to this day that was still the sad. And as a fan of Yokozuna, I am I'm mad at him. Like I'm gonna say it. I am mad at Yokozuna. Um, Not only are you a professional athlete, not only are you getting paid millions of dollars for this job, not only were you a huge success and given a golden opportunity, not only did you have millions of adoring fans and family that looked up to you, but dude, this was your freaking life. Your life is literally on the line, and you literally ate yourself into oblivion. So
Mhm.
I would have loved to see this man live a long life, he, and he didn't die for drugs. He didn't die from a car accident. He died from overeating, essentially. And for someone that you actually cared about, knowing that there was something that could have been done, it's always going to be something sad.
Yeah.
And when you think back about things like that, and in Series 8, when we start talking about his figure, I'm going to kind of rehash this. And I think it's going to be even more sad when we actually kind of look at his figure and kind of rehash those memories again. So
All right. Well, who is next on the
moving
list?
on. Yeah, because that was kind of deep, and now I'm kind of depressed myself. Jim Duggan. Now, Jim
Okay.
Duggan Hasbro Series 2. And I always say that Jim Duggan Series 2 is a conundrum for me.
Yeah.
Series 2 Jim Duggan is arguably one of the greatest go-to wrestling action figures of all time. But my preference is not only on serviceability and playability, but it's also on looks, aesthetics, design, color scheme, all of that, right? Jim Duggan, playability as a go-to wrestling action figure, perfect. You want this, and he's an in-ring, ready-to-go figure. That is exactly his look. Love the figure a lot. But when I'm talking about my top 10 least favorite Hasbros, Series 2 is in the top 10 least favorite. Not because it's a bad figure, but because he simply does not have enough color and detail that goes into the figure. When you look at Hasbros, they are just so deep with the line. You look at a Series 8 Bret Hart, a Series 8 Bret Hart, Series 8 Yokozuna, you look at like a Series 11 Crush or a Series 11 Atom Bomb, etc. I mean, how can you put a Series 2 Jim Duggan anywhere near any of those type of figures, right? So, yeah, a Series 2 Jim Duggan is going to be at the very bottom. I mean, a Series 9 is, which is basically the same figure, but it's got all that extra color and detail. And there's a
Yeah.
reason a Series 9 is in the top 10 best, top 11, top 12 best figures, whereas a Series 2 is in the top 10 worst.
I
And it's
got
for that
this
only
figure.
fact.
I really enjoyed this figure though, regardless of it not having much color. I remember I got this on vacation, and I played with this figure a lot. Lost his accessory just
Oh,
like
yeah.
I lost every figure's accessory, which literally I did. I don't think I had one accessory to any of my figures, but I like this figure, man. I really do.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the, like I said, one of the best go-to pieces.
I need
I
to
kind of look at
upgrade
Jim
this.
Duggan like an SD Jones from LJN. I mean, if you're just like kind of like looking at your collection, you're like, you know what? I feel like sitting down having a random match just because I'm bored. I don't have anything else to do. You want to play LJNs? You sit down, bam. I want to grab first thing you grab SD Jones, LJN, bam. Why? Because he's a good figure. If you're a kid and you want to play Hasbros, you grab Jim Duggan. Why? He is a perfect playable wrestling action figure. Great fighting pose, great grip around the waist. It's just a fun piece.
Yeah,
Plus, Jim Duggan.
I need
Like,
to
who is
upgrade
not a
mine.
fan of Jim Duggan?
Yeah, mine is a mine has a crack in the bubble, so this needs to get
Mm.
upgraded.
So Jim Duggan, he's on a Legends. Hey, what's happening now? Jim Duggan, he's on a Legends contract, isn't he?
I think he is. He should be.
Oh
I
man,
mean, I would assume he
that's
is.
the time of lunch. Yeah, because I want to make for part of MRW. I want to make the Rat Pack badly, but here's the thing: I'm all about color detail, right? And the Rat Pack is a very simple look: boots and trunks, and that's it. But I think the Rat Pack would be more about the characters more than the looks and design, right? Having Ted DiBiase, a younger Ted DiBiase, a younger Jim Duggan, and a younger Matt Bourne. Not Doink, but just Maniac Matt Bourne. And maybe later on, we can create Doink the Clown, possibly. But you'd have to have, those signees, right? You could go out and create a generic version of those characters, but I want to keep this line as legitimate as possible. We branched off and talked about the possibilities of creating generic characters, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Not until later on, much later on, to see how well these figures sell first. But I want to try to get as many real life people as possible first. So
All right, well, let's move on to the next guy here.
Roddy
Who do
Piper.
you have? Roddy. Yeah, that's who I got here.
So Roddy Piper. I actually don't remember Roddy Piper from childhood. Here's the thing. No, let me rephrase.
What?
Roddy
Man,
Piper.
he's one of the ones I remember
Roddy
very
Piper
well.
Hasbro. I I'm about 95% sure I had Roddy Piper Hasbro as a kid. Um, but when I was like going through all of my Hasbros and I was looking at all the cards and I'm like, and I was counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bam. Like, was Hasbro Roddy Piper one of those figures we had as kids? And I think eventually I did count him off as one of the Hasbros that we had. So he was one of 17 Hasbros that we had when we were young.
I mean, he was. I would assume you had him. A lot of people had him. He was pretty easy to find in the stores. He was plentiful, and I mean, he was a big name back then. So you
Yeah.
probably had him. Everybody I knew had him. I had him. Um, I like this figure a lot. I
Yeah,
don't
like I
mind.
said,
I don't mind. I don't mind the kilt. I know a lot of people don't like the kilt molded on there. I don't
I don't
mind
know
it.
who's complaining about the kill. Like, I think that's like the best
Uh,
aspect of the figure.
I'd watched some podcasts before and people talking Hasbros and said they didn't like it, but I like it. I think it works.
No, I think that's insanity. I think the kill built on is, like I said, I think that's the best aspect of the Roddy Piper figure. Um, like I
I
said,
do wish they would have given him a second figure like they did with what was that, $1 Million Man 3, how he's just in his trunks. I
yeah,
wish they would have did a Piper like that. That would have been really cool. So you could have him come out in the gear, and then you have him in his trunks. That, but this
yeah,
is still
makes
a good
sense.
figure. Yeah.
I mean, instead of coming out with two Tatankas of the exact same figure, if they didn't want to come out with Mega Maniac Brutus, literally they could have come out with so many options. Releasing the exact same figure twice, that right
I
there
mean, all they
was
had to do was
perfect.
take $1 Million Man 3's body, put his head on there,
Yeah.
That would have been a perfect figure.
You know what? Yeah, because they basically did that with Marty Jannetty. You know, put his series 2 Marty Jannetty head on a Shawn Michaels body,
Could you
Rick
imagine? I
Martel
might end up
body,
doing that. I might get
Macho
another
Man body.
Piper and another $1 Million Man 3 and take the head off and put Piper's head on it and then paint the trunks and see how that looks. I think that would look good.
Warmed up to a balmy -4
The
degrees. God
body
dang.
would be about right. The body shape.
Mm. So I actually had Roddy Piper. I don't know if I would still do it today, but I think I had Roddy Piper on my top 10 list of least favorite Hasbros. And
Oh man,
it's funny because I think Roddy Piper is a 9 out of 10 action figure. Now tell me, how the heck can you classify a Hasbro as a 9 out of 10 and put him as a top 10 worst Hasbro out of 94 original figures? How do you do that?
I don't know. I think he's a good figure.
I mean, it is a phenomenal figure. Like I
To be
said,
honest, all of Series 2 I really like, except for Jimmy Snuka
oh yeah,
and I guess that's really it. I mean, Beefcake. I know he's on the back still, but he's a Series 1. I mean, I don't like Green Suit Ted that much, but he's not bad. But I think really just Snuka's the only one I didn't like.
I mean, I say that Series 1, like I said, I think Series 1 produced the worst Hasbros. I think Series 2 produced the second worst Hasbros. Like, they're not bad figures. It just, of all the series, they are just my least favorite series among all the different series that came out.
I do like. See, I like Series 1. I like they had the big guys, and I mean, you got John Akeem. There's two heavy hitters in the same series.
Yeah. But
Oh, Series 2 Hogan too. I'm not that big of a fan of. He's all right.
I mean, it's aesthetically it looks good, it looks cool, but it's just not a serviceable playable figure. If you already have the Series 1, you really don't need the Series 2 other than just to say, hey, I have it. That's about it. It's like LJN with Series 5 Hogan. If you have the original Series 1, it's nice to have the Series 5 for your collection and all, just to say you have it, but that's about it.
I remember in like late 90s, early 2000s, always at the flea market, I always saw tons of Series 2 Hulk Hogan's for sale all over the place.
Crazy, man. Shoot.
All
There
right, well,
was one,
let's go on to someone else here.
Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah, he's all the way up there. I know.
One of probably still is a top 5 worst has. No, actually, I would probably say Jimmy Snuka is my number 2. Yeah, I feel comfortable probably classifying Jimmy Snuka as the number 2 worst Hasbro, just behind Rick Rude.
Really? You think he's a little better than Rude?
Yeah, I mean, if not number 2, maybe number 3. Maybe I put Brutus Beefcake Series 1 at number 2. I don't know. I mean, I think he's a bad figure. Again, just like Brutus Beefcake from Series 1, I talked about having the figure as a kid, not really knowing how to play with it as a kid. It was just a weird figure. I think Jimmy Snuka, again, a childhood figure that I had, I just did not know how to play with the figure. It's just very weird. Now, I watched Jimmy Snuka when I was young, so it's not like I didn't know how he wrestled or anything like that. It's just it was just a weird shape, as a jumper and everything. The open hands and the weird other hand. You always kind of had like, under the hand, maybe you slap the character or something. Like that's how I treated that pose. It was just a very funky way to wrestle. With the open hands, you didn't really have a punch. You had a slap, and it just again, it was an eye poke. I didn't like the figure at all as a kid. Today, as an adult, it hasn't grown on me at all. Still one of the top 5 worst Hasbros ever. Don't know what they were thinking. Don't enjoy the figure at all.
Hasbro I did not have as a kid. I didn't know anybody that had him was Snuka.
You never had Snuka as a kid?
I didn't know until maybe like 5-6 years ago that there was ever a Snuka Hasbro.
Yeah. That we definitely had Jimmy Snuka, and he was a bad figure. Like I did not like that piece, not one bit.
The
And
jumping
I'm
was
wondering
all
if that
right.
one broke. I kind of
You
feel
what?
like his head busted off, but I don't know, man. But that's
I
what.
know a lot of the figures I see of him, he's missing fingers. So I guess the fingers were super brittle.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of Jimmy Snuka figures that I sell, I don't want to say mint, but they're usually in pretty good condition. So Jimmy Snuka is usually one of those figures that I have that I feel like nobody played with him because he's like a Giant Gonzalez. Almost all the Giant Gonzalez figures I ever have is always like 100% mint.
It's yeah. If you look at
So
them
then
on,
like nobody.
if you look for one on sale on eBay, they're always in great condition. I don't know why. I think it's an alright figure. I don't like that the head, like Andre, is like molded with the body type deal. I never liked that, but I don't know why that figure was so not played with throughout the whole world. It seems.
Yeah, and I feel like Jimmy Snuka is another one of those characters, another one of those figures that nobody as kids ever played with because it just was a bad piece. But I'm moving on, and I feel like, and hold on, is that, let's see, 3, 6, 9, and we looked
I
at
think
all.
that's
Yep,
I
this is
think
the last
that's
piece right here.
figure.
The last one we're gonna look at, probably the most expensive Hasbro of the whole collection. Bad boy right here, Dusty
Oh
Rhodes.
yeah, Dusty Rhodes. Yup.
And this one actually is a SummerSlam card.
One that I'll never, ever, ever probably get unopened.
So the person I
Let me
bought this
see yours.
from.
Let me see it in the camera better. Okay.
So the person I bought this from said that that this one didn't come with a hologram card, which is bullshit because
Yes, they did.
every every SummerSlam card was supposed to come with the holographic card, and
Right.
also notice
The bottom
that
was toast.
somebody put a championship belt in this.
Yeah.
So this was a resealed package.
Right. They opened the bottom up, probably pulled, pulled the hologram out, and slid the belt in there.
I mean, it doesn't look like it's a repro belt. It looks like it's an original Hasbro belt in
Let
there.
me see the seal on that. The bottom seal better. You don't have to open it. That thing's brittle. I don't want you
Oh
to
yeah,
crack it.
never mind. Yeah, it's completely
Yeah.
open.
Okay. I didn't know it was like that. So there you go.
Yeah, yeah, it's completely open.
Yeah. You might want to reseal that down with that double-sided adhesive that I sent you the link of. You might as well take the belt out, Matt. If you take the belt out of there and reseal it, and then peel that SummerSlam sticker off, or put the get one of your you have some of those hollow cards. Slide it up
Not
on there.
not,
No one will,
but not Dusty.
no one will ever know that that's been tampered with. You get what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, just to have this is all I need. I mean, this is for my personal collection for when I make my videos and reviews and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not reselling this, so it doesn't really matter for me that
Well, I
much.
just meant I didn't. I know me, if I'm looking at something, not for resale, just I want to have it the way it's supposed to look. I don't know if you're
Oh
like
yeah,
that at all.
yeah, definitely. And if this went out and I paid like 3 grand, for example, because people were selling this for like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. I mean, you might luck out someone selling for like 1,000, but like I said, for something like that, I mean, that's crazy. Uh,
Yeah,
like who's paying that type of money for stuff like that, right? I mean,
I'm
you might
not.
luck out and maybe somebody's selling just the card that, and you could get a card for a few $100s, but I mean, crazy. I don't remember what I paid for that, but I know I paid a pretty penny on this, and got it as is. But it was the very last thing I needed to complete the carded collection, and I paid up for it because that was the end of the MOC Hasbro. So
You know what I'm curious about on that figure? I wonder if all of the Dusty Rhodes figures have that really loose arm. I've yet to know anyone who's got one out of the package and seen if that arm is supposed to be loose. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think I got some that are, not the tightest arms in the world, but I got some that are tight arms.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah,
Because
I have.
I thought that might be part of his action. What does it say to do for his action on the back?
It says Dustbuster is his action feature,
What does it say to
and
bind the arm or something?
no, he's got the headbutt.
Oh, okay. I thought there was something with the arms.
No, he's got the same headbutt like Andre and Akeem.
Okay. See, I'm not very up to
You see,
knowledge with that
he
figure at
just puts
all
the
because
head
it's so
back and
rare.
he does like a headbutt.
Gotcha.
So that was 15 figures in Series 2, and Series 2 has the largest amount of figures among all of the series. So this is probably going to be like the biggest series that we would do review or do go over during these live streams.
Where is
And it's fun, man. I like going over Hasbro, so I can talk about this stuff all the time. So,
yeah, they are. They're the best toy line in my opinion.
100%. Now, question is, once we get through all the Hasbros, are we going to continue on to any other retros, grapplers and gimmicks, or anything like that?
If you want, we could. I don't know. Play it by ear.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I could talk for grapplers and gimmicks, shoot them up that much because I pretty much stopped with the G and G, and
I'm kind
I
of
at this point,
disappointed with. I opened up the red, white, and blue Macho Man. I didn't know the chest is like a hard, solid rubber feel. It's not that hollowy plastic that Hasbro's are.
yeah,
I was under the impression that they were like that because the Mark Marrow figure I got from you, he looks like it's that shiny, hard plastic chest like the Hasbro's. So I thought, okay, the Macho Man's like that. Definitely not. It just feels like a soft, rubbery. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's not the same. Now, if you touch a Hasbro, it's like a hard, hollowy plastic. I don't like that rubbery, solid stuff.
yeah, it does kind of have like a little rubber feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't like it. If you grabbed a Hasbro, you could definitely see what I mean. I don't like that. I thought that they were very close because it's like I said, the Mark Marrow looks like it's still like the Hasbro's, but that Macho Man's not. It's
Mm.
like it's not. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I like the head sculpt. Um, really it. Since I just don't like the material.
Yeah. All right. So that does conclude, I think, Series 2 for now, 1991.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
next week, what we thinking? 11 o'clock, 11:30, or
yeah.
you try to push for like
11:30
10:30
works.
or something
Today,
next week?
today's been one of them days. I don't know why. I woke up late. I don't feel good today. Just one of them days.
All right, man. Yeah, and I think my wife has to go to physical therapy soon, so I actually got to jump off so I could join her.
Alrighty.
For her. But Kirk, always appreciate talking to you, bud, and appreciate joining me for the live stream, man. For all the viewers and commenters, thank you so much for joining us for the live stream. Kirk and I, Kirk's Corner on YouTube. Definitely be sure to check him out and subscribe, watch some videos, help build up his watch hours, guys. Be sure to tune in every week around 11 o'clock Eastern Time as we review each of the series for the WWF Hasbros of the 1990s. If you guys have any recommendations, any videos you guys would like to watch, please be sure to let us know. Until then,
Yeah,
guys,
now one thing I want to say was
yeah,
it would be cool if we can get people to interact more, like ask questions when we're going over the figures so we can spend more time reviewing the figures. Because it's not easy to make it long per figure like I want to do when you don't have people talking back and forth about the figures and it's just us two. So we kind of go through a little quick because we don't have anyone interacting back and forth. So if we could have that, that would be freaking great. People asking questions, bringing up what their memories were with the Hasbros we're reviewing, and you know what I mean, stuff like
Wow.
that. And if we're doing anything a way you think we should change, that would be great. Let us know.
Absolutely. Always appreciate any sort of recommendations, guys. Feedback is always preferred, of course. Um, but
Constructive criticism. I'm
constructive,
okay with that.
constructive criticism, absolutely. But guys, that's going to end today's live stream. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next week, guys. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care, everybody.
Peace. Bye.